Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ali Barambilan and I will talk about social stratification. What is social stratification? Social stratification refers to a system by which a society ranks categories of people in a hierarchy. In the United States, it is perfectly clear that some groups have greater status, power, and wealth than the other groups. These differences are what led to social stratification. Now I will talk about my two different heroes and their social stratification. And the heroes that I choose are Sultan Mehmed II, or better known as Sultan Muhammad Al-Fateh, and the other one is Napoleon Bonaparte. Both of them are a leader and a conqueror. They are well known and their names are feared and respected throughout the land and the continent. So, we will start with Sultan Mehmed II. The first one is form of stratification. For Sultan Mehmed II or Sultan Muhammad Al-Fateh, his father was a wealthy and influenced leader. It is obvious because he is from a royal family and his father was a leader for the Ottoman Empire. While for Napoleon Bonaparte, his father was from middle working class and his father also worked as a lawyer. The second one is class consciousness. For Sultan Mehmed II, it is bourgeois, which is the wealthy, and for Napoleon Bonaparte, it is proletariat or working class. So we will move on to phase consciousness. Sultan Muhammad Al-Fateh during his childhood was a mischievous child and did not want to memorize the Quran. Sultan Murad II, his father, appointed Sheikh Ahmad Ismail Al-Qurani as Muhammad Al-Fateh teacher, instructing the latter to be firm and to force his son for learning. He was afterwards not only quick in memorizing the Quran, but equally learned to respect scholars until the end of his life. When he was 12 years old, he was sent to Manisa, the largest training center of Turkish leadership, to study. He has a wise warrior and obedient to the teachings of religion, as far as he had since been educated with various knowledge. Dozens of teachers taught him religious knowledge and art of warfare. He mastered the knowledge of grammar and balaghah and was proficient in the field of fiqh. He was trained in the art of war and military science by his own uncle Panglima Torhan, and he also received religious guidance from the great scholars, one of whom was Sheikh Samsuddin Al-Wali. Although he was 90 years old when he officially ascended the throne, he was already a wise and matured man in administering and managing the Ottoman government. For Napoleon Bonaparte phase consciousness, as a boy, Napoleon attended school in mainland France, where he learned the French language and went on to graduate from a French military academy in 1785. He then became a second lieutenant in an artillery regiment of the French army. The French Revolution began in 1789, and within 3 years, revolutionaries had overthrown the monarchy and proclaimed a French republic. During the early years of the revolution, Napoleon was largely on leave from the military and home in Corsica, where he became affiliated with a Jacobins and a pro-democracy political group. In 1793, following a clash with the nationalist Corsican governor Pasquale Paoli, the Bonaparte family fled their native island for mainland France, where Napoleon returned to military duty. So, we move on to the status. So both of them achieved their status because both of them became the leader of the army general and leader of the country. So the next one is prestige. Both of them is a war general, and The next one also esteem. For Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih, he is the leader of Ottoman Empire. It is because he is the heir of the famous Ottoman Empire, while for the Napoleon, he is a French emperor. He is a war general and a French emperor, a French military leader and emperor. We move on to the socio-economic status. For Sultan Mehmed II, he is a upper class. It is because his father was a former leader of Ottoman Empire, and obviously he is a rich person. And for Napoleon Bonaparte, he is a middle class. His father was a lawyer and their family was not wealthy. As we can see, a lawyer is a job for a middle class person, and he is not so poor and not so rich. For the poverty line, the Sultan Mehmed II or Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih, he is a very, very wealthy, and for Napoleon, he is lower class. The life chances, it is very advantageous for Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih, and disadvantageous for Napoleon Bonaparte. As a normal boy, he need to start from below before he can become what he is, as what we all know in the future. Next is social mobility. For Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih, it is a horizontal mobility. Why? It is because he is from the son of the empire leader to the leader of the Ottoman Empire itself. For your information, Ottoman Empire is a very famous, and its territory is very large, and the opponent very fear of Ottoman Empire. And for Napoleon Bonaparte, it is outward mobility, because from a son of an average family to the country's and army leader itself, it is very, very proud achievement for him. So for the stratification, for the Sultan Mehmed stratification, it is a closed system. It is because once he has become the leader of Ottoman Empire, the head of the Ottoman Empire, he doesn't change the position until the end of his life. So there is no downfall for him at that. For the Napoleon Bonaparte, it is open system. It is we can see a movement as like a very major movement. It is because the Napoleon Bonaparte is from a average family. Then he graduated in an army school, and then he became army general, and then he became a France emperor. So there is a very, very massive achievement for him, for Napoleon Bonaparte. So as what I had told you, both of them, Sultan Mehmed II or Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih and Napoleon Bonaparte, is a very, very famous person, and they are very inspiring. They are a very good leader, and they can lead the army to conquer like half of this world. So I think that's all from me. Peace and Assalamualaikum.